Hello everyone, welcome back to Gaming Droid and welcome back to Modern Skyblock 3. So as I was getting on with a little bit of this, I made a stack. It's actually really easy to do. You can just stick a stack in each of these and just make a stack. We now need to make the next set, which is these ones. So we're just going to pop these in here, like so. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter where we put them. And then this has got a timer on top and a hopper underneath, and it's going to automatically run through these. I have been looking at the mob grinder from Draconic. This thing can auto-kill a wither. I'm pretty sure it instant auto-kills the wither as well, and I'm pretty sure it's also immune to wither explosions. It's not difficult to make. To make it, we need 2 of these Swords of the Wyvern. They're just 4 nether stars, a wyvern core, a wyvern energy core, and 2 blocks of draconium. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make one of those just straight away. We just need to provide you with 4 stacks of soul sand and 4 stacks of wither skulls. We're probably going to have to pop out and get some wither skulls. That's not a problem. There is a machine we could use to kill off wither skeletons to give us a 100% chance of getting a skull every time. But I actually think I might have a better chance of getting wither skeleton skulls just manually farming them. Let's just have a look how fast we can gather wither skeleton skulls using our... actually, can we get beheading? Can't remember what the beheading... there is an enchantment. There's an enchantment, I'm sure, that is similar to beheading for tinkers. Okay, so I realised I didn't even have to do that. I can literally just turn skeleton skulls and withered ribs into wither skeleton skulls, and I have, I think it's 3,000 or something of these things. I have 1,000 of these, so I have enough for 300 wither skeleton skulls just sitting in my storage. So yeah, that wasn't a problem at all. Soul sand we haven't got a huge amount of, actually. It's because I've not been running the resource miner. I don't think. I think that's why it's been. We haven't got a lot of it because I haven't been running the resource miner. And this is going to produce us a bunch of soul sand, which will allow us to get lots and lots of nether stars without having to worry about running alchestry and things like that. And this should give all of our wyvern fusion cores. Yay! So it can suck up power at about, what, 15,000 RF a tick? So that gives us our wyvern fusion crafting, and the next thing is awakened draconium. With dragon hearts you can turn draconium into awakened draconium. Now you can do that in the world by putting charged draconium down, blowing up a dragon heart and placing the charged draconium next to the blown up dragon heart. However, in this particular mod pack they've added a fusion crafting recipe for it, which is just an easier way of doing it. It requires a little bit more material wise, a little bit less energy wise, but doesn't require you blowing up dragon hearts and doesn't have the risk of making minor mistakes or anything like that. Because if you do the heart one, you have to blow up a heart, which then jumps up into the air and starts spinning. And once it's up in the air and spinning, you then have to throw wyvern energy cores or wyvern cores into it, and then you have to put the blocks down underneath it after throwing the cores in, and then it takes the core energy, puts it into the blocks, makes awakened draconium. But using fusion crafting, they've added a nice little recipe that allows us to turn 4 blocks into 4 awakened draconium with 6 wyvern cores and a dragon heart and 7 million RF. Now we're generating a couple of 100,000 RF a tick. It's still going to be a bit slow, but that's fine. It's not a massive problem. So let's see if this thing insta-gives the wither. So I may have been doing that entirely wrong. I may have been doing that entirely wrong, but that did not insta-give a wither. So yeah, I'm not sure what I need to change to get that to work. But it doesn't really matter. We are about to get into the miracles that is mystical agricraft, which is going to be a huge amount of crafting. Basically, mystical agricraft is going to be me crafting the same thing, or the same crafting recipe over and over again with a very slight difference. Very, very slight difference indeed. But for now at least, what we're going to do is we're going to just set these up. In exactly the same format, because there doesn't need to be any change to how these are set up. Like so. And then we need Awakened Draconium. We need... that's the Awakened Draconium Crux. We need a set of 4 Draconium blocks, which means we need 6 Wyvern Cores, 1 Dragon Heart, and 4 blocks of Draconium. One of these. And there we go. It is now charging up, and it needs a lot of RF. But because we're using the higher level ones, they should be draining RF a lot faster. Although I think they instantly drained... oh no, we've got 300,000 RF per tick coming from here. So that's charging reasonably quickly. We definitely need more RF per tick if we're going to be doing a lot of these, because that's 700,000 RF per tick. Or 700 million RF. But we can do that using, once we have the Nether Star production necessary, we can use our Nether Star production to make ourselves a high-tier solar panel from environmental tech, because we need Nether Stars for the high-tier solar panels. Once we make a high-tier solar panel, we can get getting a couple of million RF a tick in. There is no real point focusing on getting a solar panel yet, because the high-level solar panels that produce a lot of RF require us to go up into like tier 5 and 6. And tier 5 requires a nether star per, and the solar panels are like 30-40 structure panels, so it's 30-40 nether stars. But what we can do is, if we look up the recipe for nether stars, we can make nether stars. No, we can make... I'm sure there's... what is it? We can make nether star shards from nether star essence from nether star seeds from insanium and nether stars. So we can actually make ourselves nether star seeds, which will allow us to grow nether stars, and we can do that very, very fast because we can use a few tricks using the cloches that we have, because we have a bunch of cloches. 21 cloches. We can use the cloches that we've got to rapid grow essences. I think we can also just lay them in a field and use 10 lily pads of fertility to do it. So I'm going to wait for this thing to be charged, and I will see you all back once we're done with that. Okay, that didn't take too long. We've got our 4 Awakened Draconium blocks, which should have detected by now. There we go, that's Awakened Draconium. That'll allow us to get into custom dimensions, so we need to make some custom dimension elements. Custom dimensions are extremely useful. The Dimension Inscriber will let you add dimlets to an empty dimension tab if you have any, and then turn it into a realized dimension tab. Putting that into a dimension builder will create a dimension. And so this is where dimlets come in. And the way sort of dimlets work is you can get dimlet packets, and dimlet packets allow you to... We don't have any ink. Dimlet packets allow you to sort of get random dimlets from Enderman, basically. And the dimlets are things like time of day, weather, type of monster, type of block, shape of world, resource generation things, and you can add them all together and they make a world for you. But what you can also do is you can create your own dimlets, which is very, very powerful. Custom dimlets. And this is where we're looking at. We're looking at material absorbers, feature absorbers, liquid absorbers, biome absorbers, terrain absorbers, and time absorbers. The one we're mainly interested in is the material absorber. Place this block on top of another block and it will gradually absorb all identical blocks in the area. You can use the end result in the dimlet workbench. Now you need to feed this a lot of whichever block you're giving it. I can't remember exactly how many it is. But you do need to feed it a lot of whichever block you're giving it. But it does make one hell of a powerful thing, because basically you can make an entire world made of a single hard to get hold of block. Dimlet base part. And so what you can see here is we've got control circuits. Every dimlet needs a control circuit. Feature type controllers, digit type controllers, liquid type controllers, material controllers. So you can see we get all sorts of different like bits of dimlets. Weather type controllers, biome type, effect type, sky type. So we've got all these different bits of dimlets that we can then combine together to make quite powerful things. Now it looks like it's just giving me the blank ones rather than giving me the more advanced things. But material absorber, liquid absorber, terrain absorber. We need some more machine frames, nice and cheap. I almost made enough machine frames to do all the quests. Terrain absorber. This is the feature absorber. The time absorber needs 4 clocks. So you can actually set a dimension to be day forever, for instance. Now there is the end, which is day forever, but... And we need the biome absorber, which is the one we haven't gotten yet. There it is. Nice and easy biome absorber. So if we have a look at the dimlet workbench, you can see that we now have a whole bunch of different cells, and it tells us what we need to make them. So for instance, say we wanted to make molten emerald. To make molten emerald, we need a base part, a tier 5 part, an energy part. We need a control circuit, and we need a liquid absorber that contains liquid emerald. If we want to make emerald ore, we need a material absorber that contains material emerald. So it tells you everything you need, different kinds of biomes, different kinds of liquids, different kinds of materials, monsters, sky types, structure types, villages, swamp huts, strongholds, ocean monuments. So you see, you can basically custom build, like you could build a generator that build a world that was entirely made of villages. Now, one thing you can do with this, which is quite good if you have Project E installed as well as RF, is you can use this to basically stack an entire dimension full of emeralds. It takes a lot of RF to do it, but you can stack an entire dimension full of emeralds. And that allows you to basically harvest stupid amounts of EMC. There we go. And now we're completing all the things that we've completed anyway. So if we go down to mystical crops, prosperity shards, we've already completed that. So now we need to start looking at the different essences and seeds. For the tier 1 seeds, there's crafting seeds, stone, dirt, nature, wood, water and ice. And these things do exactly what they say on the tin. Stone creates stone essence, which allows you to make diorite, sandstone, stone, cobble, etc. Dirt allows you to create dirt. Nature seeds allow you to create plants, vanilla crops, things like that. Wood seeds allow you to create the different kinds of vanilla wood. Water seeds just allow you to create buckets of water and things like that, and ice seeds allow you to make ice. Water seeds and dirt seeds allow you to make clay, so on and so forth. There's a whole bunch of combinations you can do. But for now, let's just grab some of this. And now what we want is we want a stone. Now the Master Infusion Crystal requires Supremium Essence. Now the Master Infusion Crystal is the one we want because it doesn't break. However, to get it, we need Supremium Essence, and to get Supremium Essence, we need a basic Infusion Crystal. So let's pop out a basic Infusion Crystal. And then we will go... Prudentum. And from Prudentum, we go up to Intermedium, I believe. Intermedium, Supreme, and then Superium. I just want to make sure that that has detected, because that's a quest. It actually wants us to have an infusion crystal. Does it need us to have a... Nope, doesn't need us to have a fresh infusion crystal. That's fine. And then we have Insanium, which is added, I believe, by, yeah, Aggreditions, by one of the add-on mods, and that is above Supremium. But you can see this has durability, and it's ticking down through its uses quickly, because we're using it to make essence up through the stacks. But once we get up to red essence, we'll be able to make... I don't remember making Supremium Essence at some point. It says we did make Supremium Essence though, so maybe we have. And there's the Master Infusion Stone, and this thing has unlimited uses, so now we can just basically craft whatever tier of essence we want. And then Insanium. So now, part of what we have to do now is just to make tons and tons of different essences. We need to make lots and lots of essence of pretty much every level, really. Hey everyone, so I realised, like, because of the way crafting lag works, there's a much faster way of doing this, which is just to set up one of these guys and just have them just burn through stacks of this. Make stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of it through here. It's actually a lot faster than trying to craft it any other way. And what we can do is we can actually set up a second recipe, like so, and apply, and then set this to internal and apply. Nope, dang it, that's not what I want to do. I think probably what we should do is we should probably put the recipes in back to front. And with the recipes in back to front, it would actually make it a lot more efficient, because it would try and do the higher crafting tiers sooner. So it would try and do the higher crafting tiers first, and it wouldn't fill itself out so much. We could also like set specific recipes in specific slots, or specific essences in specific slots. But this is much faster than trying to do it manually. Much faster than trying to, and you can always craft them very quickly downwards without using a recipe. So what we can do is we can look at making these furnaces, which is not difficult in the slightest. So that's the first one. And we need to make Infernium coal as well, which is very easy. And then if we make a block of this, we should be able to make a Prudentum and some Prudentum coal. And this is just exchanging essence for basically better smelting. it's not really worth it in my eyes. I don't think unless you have a large amount of automated essence production, which we do have, especially the coal. I'm not a massive fan of the whole kind of like making the coal better through the use of essence. But if you get up to the top level insanium coal, it's 48 times the burn time of coal. So it's kind of hard to argue with that. The next thing we want to look at is Infernium seeds. These guys. Infernium seeds allow you to grow essence. Now we're getting all of our essence requirements from mob farming. We're getting all of our essence from mob farming very easily. But the higher tier Infernium seeds do make it quite easy. And then we want tier 5s. And then tier 6s, I believe, will be part of this one, yeah. And we don't have enough purple essence for that. Now one thing I do want to do is I want to set this thing up so it works the way I want it to work. So what we need is we need you. So I need to off to activate, on to activate. So I need you. So now if we grab a whole bunch of these and put them in here. What we should find is this is very quickly crafting them through and heading towards Insanium Essence. Now what we do need is some speed upgrades for those. Here we go, we've got 12 here. I throw that in there. And you'll see that this thing just burns through and starts creating us Insanium Essence reasonably quickly. And we can make tier 6 seeds. And these things don't give you higher tier essence when you use them. The Infernium seeds give you Infernium, they just give you more the higher the tier of essence you have. And then we need to work, so the Solium Dagger is used for a chance of obtaining mob chunks, and mob chunks are used for creating certain seeds. Soul Stone. Solium. How are we going to make Solium? Alloy Smelter. Solium Dust. Solium Dust is by sagging those down, so that's not how we make it. Ah, the other kind of Solium Dust. Yes, that's what we need to do. We need to make this kind of Solium Dust, which requires cooked up Soulstone. There we go, 1 Solium Dagger. Now we can enchant that up the wazoo, which we're definitely going to do. We're going to give it sharpness, we're going to give it looting, we're going to give it mending. Just to make gathering mob chunks easier. Seed reprocessing allows us to take seeds and turn them into essence, because what happens is when you grow seeds, you get spare seeds from them, and you need seed reprocessing basically to get rid of seeds. You can just bin them, but it is a way of getting 1 piece of essence out of each seed. And for that we need base metal ingots, which we're going to need a bunch of anyway. And then seed reprocessors. Those seed reprocessors require crafting. Blocks of Solium and crafting. So crafting seeds are a little bit different to Infernium seeds. Oh no, it requires Infernium seeds. Oh, I thought it required crafting seeds. No, it requires tier 2 Infernium seeds apparently. There we go. One seed reprocessor. And now with mystical seeds. So if we go over to this page, it wants us to make a bunch of these base seeds. And to do that, we need crafting seeds. Which I don't think are early seeds here. Like, I think the crafting seeds are kind of hidden away slightly. Base crafting seeds. Here we go. So the base crafting seeds are this prosperity ore surrounding seed. We've got tons of seeds, we've got tons of prosperity ore, so we've got no problems with that. And then you level up the base crafting seeds to different levels depending on what you want to make. Tier 1 crafting seeds are used to make Tier 1 seeds. I think you need to go, yeah, you upgrade them exactly the same way you upgraded the furnaces. All very, very basic in that essence. And then for the very, very beginner seeds, these early seeds, super easy. We just need essence, a crafting seed, and whatever we're trying to make. So stone, dirt. Nature requires nature clusters, which are pumpkins, cactus, sugarcane, and wheat. But we're low on sugarcane. Ah. It's okay, we have UU matter, so we can make sugarcane. And now it's this thing where we've got stuff overlapping now where we can make seeds because we've got stuff. We can make seeds to make infinite something because we've got something else that gives us infinite something. Ice seeds, fire seeds, and that's a level 2. So if we have a look at ice seeds, for instance, ice seeds give us ice essence, and ice essence allows us to make snow, ice, packed ice. Water seeds give us water essence, and water essence allows us to make theoretical infinite water sources, water buckets, clay. Wood seeds give us wood essence, which allows us to make all the different kinds of wood, sapling, and leaves. Oh no, not leaves. Huh, I'm sure they used to make leaves. Nature essence allows us to make grass, mycelium, vines, cactus, sugarcane, pumpkin, melon, wheat, potato, poisonous potato, carrots, beetroot. So it's kind of like UU matter, but a little bit more flexible. There's just a lot more options. Combined with stone essence or dirt essence, we can make other things. Combined with wood essence, we can make saplings. Combined with nether essence, we can make netherwort. End essence, we can make chorus fruit. And combined with mineral essence, we can make mineral saplings. So we can make a lot of different bits and pieces from these. And it's just going to be this, like, all of this, like coal. We're getting into now the creature ones, so chicken seeds. If we look up chicken seeds, sheep seeds will do. To get sheep seeds, we need sheep chunks. To get sheep chunks, we need tier 2 mob chunks surrounded by wool. And to get tier 2 mob chunks, we need tier 1 mob chunks surrounded by prudentum. To get tier 1 mob chunks, we need to smelt down zombie chunks. Now, you can also get sheep chunks just by killing sheep with a solium dagger. So that's going to be one of the things we're going to be doing. I'm going to be getting a looting 3 and a looting 3. We're also going to be getting a mending book, and we're going to be getting a sharpness book. And we're going to get sharpness 5 and sharpness 5 if we have it. We've got a sharpness 4. We've got 2 sharpness 3s and a sharpness 4. That's fine. We should have an experience wand in here. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of experience from in here. Because we're going to need a couple of 100 levels to do what I want to do. So we want to do looting and looting. Oh, I picked up a sharpness 2 and a sharpness 3. I wanted 2 sharpness 3s. But of course, everything shifts around if you have more or less of a particular book. think it's because we're doing a different level of these. Yeah, we're doing the artifact loot bags. We need to go to, I think it's the epic loot bags to start getting the enchanted books again. So 3 and 3 makes 4. 4 and 4. No? Oh, that's a sharpness 6. Oh, I already have a sharpness 6 book. Whoops. I thought that was a... I was confused. I actually had a sharpness 6 book. That was what I was looking at. I was looking at a sharpness 6 book. Over here, I'm just going to put my seeds that I'm making away in here for now, because we'll be setting up seed processing and essence production in a little bit. So our Solium Dagger now has sharpness 6, looting 4, and mending. Now what we can do is if we head down here... So what we can do is we can head down to our mob farm. If we head down to our mob farm and we take this out, we can just cut it sort of wake up to the amount of mobs that are on there. And then we have our dagger. You can see that we're now starting to generate mob chunks. And this is a little bit chaotic, but that's one way we can do it. We didn't actually get any mob chunks, unfortunately, because of how we were doing it. But I'll just put the ridiculous katana back to continue leveling up. The other way we can do it, of course, is we can grab mobs out of here, because we have mob imprisonment tools containing mobs. Let's grab a mob, or let's make a mob imprisonment tool, which are nice and easy to make. And we should have a zombie in a jar, which we do have. And then we can throw the zombie in here. And we should be able to get ourselves a bunch of... So now we've got some tier 1 zombie chunks. We can smelt those down to get mob chunks, basic mob chunks. We also have some experience chunks, which have their own set of uses. They can be used to make experience bottles and experience seeds. But the other thing we can do is if we have just random animals hanging about like these cows, we can just slice them up and get, for instance, there's a cow chunk there. So we got a cow chunk from that. So we can also kind of pick an animal that we want to do this with, and we can slaughter a particular animal or particular mob to get whichever chunk we need. So that's going to be basically the next couple of hours of gameplay is just me making these seeds. They're not hard to make. Chicken seeds, cow seeds, sheep seeds. We need rubber, silicon, sulfur, aluminium, copper, aluminium, brass, mystical flower seeds, marble seeds, limestone seeds, apatite seeds, and mineral seeds. But as you can see, this isn't challenging crafting. This is just finding what we need. So sulfur seeds just require sulfur, which I can almost guarantee we have. Yep, sulfur seeds, and then aluminium seeds. And you can see, like, all this is really, really simple crafting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing all of that crafting in between episode, or in this middle section of this episode, and I will come back once I have crafted up a whole bunch of seeds. and we will just have a talk about what seeds actually have some value to us. So I'll see you all. Hello everyone, just a quick pop back. We haven't made all the seeds yet, but I thought for some of the seeds that take a long time to generate their resources, these really high level seeds, I'd actually make them first, just so that I can get them generating things like Nether Star, Dragon Egg, and Awakened Draconium. However, I found out that what we need to do is make the cruxes, because they don't grow on soil, they grow on cruxes. This one's super easy. Wither souls that we got from killing the Wither, block of diamond, nether stars, and supremium essence. Very easy to make. The dragon egg crux, again, block of diamond, dragon scales we got from killing the dragon, and supremium essence. We have enough dragon scales. The awakened one, a little bit harder. We need another dragon heart, so we need to go and kill the ender dragon again to get another dragon heart. And we've got everything else we need. The main limitation on that is the dragon heart, so we do need to go and resurrect the ender dragon and set that up. The final seed from this higher tier is Awakened Draconium. So we need Awakened Draconium ingots, Athenium essence, and crafting seeds. There we go. Now we can't actually use that yet. We can't actually use that to make Awakened Draconium essence yet, because we don't have the Awakened Draconium crux, because we need to kill the End Dragon again. That's not too difficult. I think they're called Ender. Yeah. And then there we go. I got that wrong. It needs to be... yeah. Dang it. Let's try that again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah. There we go. Wait, what? How did I die? Wait, what? Okay. Wait, what? I am confused. I am thoroughly confused as to how I died there. I wonder if, yeah, the Draconic Evolution Ender Dragon is much, much stronger. Still in ghostly shape, so I'm still invisible. Yeah, let's just put Ender Teleporter back in there just in case. I mean, in a way, dying there makes taking these out easier. Okay, so after that little lag fest, we are back. Hopefully, there we go. We're back to being able to kill her. There we go. I'm not sure what killed me the first time because she didn't manage to do any damage to me the second time. I will have to watch back the footage and see if something weird went on. Like if maybe I... just made a serious error of judgment and something happened. Just experiencing a little bit of problems, so I'll stop the recording here. I'll build the Awakened Draconium Crux, start the Draconium Seeds going, and I'll get the rest of the seeds finished. I'll harvest up some mob chunks and get the rest of the seeds finished, and I will see you all at the end of the episode. Bye.